Hey everybody, it's your girl Angie. Welcome back to Kiss My Cheeks TV. Let's jump into The Circle. That's my show, y'all. If y'all don't remember from last season, The Circle is my show. It's a totally new way of doing reality competition shows. It's kind of like a mixture of old school, y'all young, y'all young, but the old school chat rooms when the internet first was invented, mixed with Twitter and Instagram. I love The Circle. I don't know why we haven't had 3-4 seasons of The Circle in quarantine. This is the most quarantine-friendly show I could ever imagine. But it's back. Bitch ain't gonna complain because it's back. Last season, it came out on Netflix. And when it first dropped, I think it was something that I just was so like, oh, I love this. And I binge watched it all. So I really couldn't review it. This season, I promise I'm going to review one episode at a time. Yesterday, the challenge came on and my show Snowfall came on. So I only watched one episode. So we're going to go over the first 8 players, my first initial point of view, what I think, reaction of the first 8 players, the first rankings, and who I think should get the fucking boot. It's somebody on this cast that I cannot stand. Every time I see this person on my screen, the eyes are rolling. Y'all go ahead and comment and try to guess who it is before we get started. But okay, let's get started. Up first is Savannah. Savannah is playing herself. I like the people who play themselves. Up first, let's just talk about me. The Circle is a competition show I could do. I would love to do Big Brother, but I feel like my nerves would be too bad being in the same house with all these people, and I probably would cut somebody out and get voted out and go home. But I would love to do Big Brother. I would love to do something like Survivor, but I ain't for all the mosquitoes and sleeping on the ground and putting my hut and house together. I ain't for all that. So The Circle I could do. I would probably go stir crazy because I'm not an in the house type of person, but they do let you out to go to the gym, the hot tub and stuff like that. But I don't think I would want to be alone. Like, I gotta have somebody to talk to. Anyway, but if I ever did The Circle, I would definitely play myself because to catfish, you got to be quick with your lies and memorize your lies. And I'm too old to be remembering bullshit. You got to stick with the truth. I would definitely play myself, but I don't feel like I look 42. I think I could get away with 35. I would probably play just a little bit younger so the old people wouldn't... So the younger people wouldn't be like, that's my mama, I don't want to talk to her. But they'd feel like, oh, that's my older cousin, and we would have a good time on the chat room. But anyway, let's get into it. Savannah, 24, LA, playing herself. Data research. I don't know what that means, but she seems very smart. She says she's a nerd, a gamer, but she's super sexy. Like, when I first saw her, first reaction, I was like, okay, she the Coke bottle bombshell girl that's just getting ready to show her ass and titties and flirt with all the guys. That's not her. That's why you can't go off of initial reactions. You can't go off of looks. You got to check the stereotypes and check yourself. But she's extremely beautiful. She loves Sudoku. I like that shit too. That's the nerdy numbers person in me. And she like 2000s R&B. Me and Savannah would be friends. We would be friends. Let's get into Jack. When I first met Jack, he's playing somebody named Emily, who's going to be a sorority girl. But Jack is a 20-year-old, is it astrophysicist / economics major? I said that shit don't go together. Or do it? I don't know. I was a finance major, but I never wanted to have anything to do with astrophysics. I don't know. Young people just be going to school to be learning shit. I don't know. What kind of job you gonna get? You gotta, I don't know. Don't get in this business too much. First first thoughts, I said Jack gonna be the first boot. He just looked too goofy to play a sorority girl. I didn't see how he was gonna do it. So far, he playing it good. He had a slip up in one of them hashtags where he said something about a daddy goals or something. He said, ain't nobody catch it. I caught it. But I like him. I don't like the catfishes. I don't. I wish people would just come be themselves. But I guess that adds mystery to the game. I like that hashtag rose all day. Because I love me a good glass. I kind of like Moscato. But I do like the rose Moscato. You know, the pink Moscato. I might use that on Instagram next time I have me a glass of wine or something. And he wants to be a villain. And I'm always here for the villain of the show. I love me a good villain. So I like Jack/Emily. Up next is Bryant. He's a 26-year-old from Cali, breath work teacher. I don't know who said it. I think it was Emily. Jack was like, I thought breathing was natural. I ain't about to pay nobody to teach me how to breathe. Like, it's natural. I can't. Brian would get on my fucking nerve. Brian would get on my nerve. He always, I'm happy he don't do it too much in the chat room, but in his private alone time, he always talking about, don't stay crazy, watch your diet. I could teach you some breath work to work on your nerves. I'll be like, oh, Jesus. No, ma'am. Brian, I can see him not being first boot. I see people vibing with his energy because he's so nice. And you definitely, ain't nobody catfishing that breath work stuff because that's too much of a lie. If that's not your lifestyle, you can't fake that till you make it. So I think people would vibe with him, but he would get on my last nerve. Delisa would be my best friend in the circle if she would have came in as Delisa. But she want to come in playing her husband, Trevor. Trevor fine as hell. Your husband fine as hell, girl. Delisa is a 32-year-old stay-at-home mom from the Bronx. When she came in, she gave me 90s Bronx music video. Is she really 32? That could be, you look good, girl, but that outfit looked a good 42. Like, that looked like what we was wearing back in the 90s. But hey, moving on. I like Delisa's personality. She's full of energy, a good time. I wish she would have played herself. I think the catfish of the husband, she gonna get caught real quick. The way she speaks in the chat room is not masculine. I don't know why this other bitch falling for it, but let's move on. I just wish Delisa would have played herself, but she's playing Trevor. So the first four get a chat. Usually they do the first 8, but they doing something different. The first floor get to chatting. Somebody was in there kissing ass and they wasn't feeling the breathwork teaching. Not too much that first chat. Up next, my girl Tara Leisha. I want to call her Tara Lisa so bad. Y'all know I'll fuck up somebody's name, so just roll with me. She's 34 from Dallas. She's a substitute teacher. I love those blue braids. They banging. I feel like now that we have to work from home, I can get me some colorful hair. I think I'm going to go for it this summer whenever I do some braids this summer and just get, I saw this bright color neon orange braids. Now, mind you, they were on a student. I was at a track meet, but I just fell in love with those braids. I might try them, mix it in with a little bit of 1B. Just a little bit of 1B with that neon orange. Y'all gonna see that this summer. She loves math. She says math is money. Yes. She's a Leo. I'm also a Leo. Me and Tara Alicia gonna vibe. I'm just tired of the cat puns. Like, let that be it for the rest of the show. You did too much. You did about 5 in 5 seconds, and I was over it. But I like Tara Alicia. She ain't with the shit, and I ain't either. Up next is Lee. Lee is playing River, which I feel like is really himself because River is LGBT. Lee is also LGBT. He's just 58 years old. He's an author. He wrote his books as a woman. It was confusing. Lee is gonna be first or second boot. I haven't watched episode 2. I don't know. Don't get in the comments and spoil it for me, because I do like to read the comments. I remember when I reviewed Love is Blind and I would review one episode at a time. People would binge watch all the shit and get in the comments and tell me everything. And I'd be like, damn, I don't know shit. I'm when I finish recording this, I'm gonna go try to watch episode 2. I gotta watch Judge Judy first. But don't tell me who go home. I feel like River might go home second, just because I don't know how long Lee is going to be able to keep up. The way he speaks in the chat is very 58-ish. Let's move along. They have another group chat at the 2 new people. Trevor starts off the chat talking about give us the 411. Tara Alicia off rip says, what's the 411? That sounds like some old people shit. Instantly, I got in my feelings. Instantly, like as soon as she said it. And then Jack came back and was like, the 411, I'm assuming they want to know information. I don't know what that is, but we gonna roll with it. I'm like, young people, that's young people shit. Don't know y'all references. Because we all know, I mean, I was like, damn, bitch. Am I old? Because I feel young. I feel super young. I instantly got in my feelings and was like, that was one of Mary J. Blige's best CDs was the 411. What you talking about? And I feel like people in New York say that a lot too. I was offended by that second chat, but let's move on. Up next is the bitch that I want to go home. I don't like Chloe. Chloe is from Too Hot to Handle. I ain't like her ass on that show, and I know I'm not gonna like her ass over here. She's team too much. I don't like it. And why she on the US anyway? I mean, I know all the people on Too Hot to Handle. You couldn't have Rhonda ass come over here. Rhonda is a single mom. She could have flirted with Trevor, who was supposed to be the single dad. You know, why Chloe's ass? Why she couldn't be on the UK circle? You know, just definitely team too much. I would vote her ass off first. That's if I was the influencer, her ass would go home first. She would get on my last nerve. Last and definitely not least is Courtney. Courtney came out in his banana shirt and I was here for it. I was here for it. If you know me from work, you know I love a good outfit with a weird pattern or like something just so abstract pattern that is fashion. Like, I was here for the banana shirt. I would wear that shit in the summer with some cute little denim shorts. He's a gossip blogger on the internet. Does that just mean he has a YouTube page? I don't know. He's not catfishing. He's just catfishing his job. He doesn't want people to know he's a gossip blogger on the internet. So he's going to be what's called, is it called a barista? I don't know what it's called. Just say you work at the damn Starbucks. That shit is too much. He's a lot of energy. He's fun to watch when he's in his little apartment by himself. So now we have another group chat. All 8 are here. They instantly recognize Chloe. Chloe is already flirting with Trevor. And it's like, ugh, like, bitch, this is not Too Hot to Handle. This is not a dating show. Tara Alicia says she has her eye on Trevor. Trevor says something that sparked Tara Alicia. I forgot what it was. Did I write it down? Anyway, let's just get into the game. Game time. Little things, you got to pick who you think it is. Up first, whose parent walked in while they were losing their virginity? The whole teenage, I'm a mother of a teenager. I was like, I wish the fuck I would walk in. You wouldn't be allowed to be on the show to see it. It would be you'd be too scared to ever tell that story. It would be the ass whooping of life. But apparently it was the Lisa. I wish I would walk. See, I'm showing my age now. That's little key for the young folks. Ha ha, yeah, your mom walked in. Oh no, man. Can I imagine if my parents walked in on me losing my virginity? I wouldn't be here on YouTube telling y'all the story. Moving on. Who raised 10K to get their friends off the streets? It was Brian. Who else would it be but the breathalyzer? You know, Brian. Who met a guy in a bar and then 10 minutes later they booked a flight to Paris? Who else do you think but the one who was already thirsty over the only fine looking man on the show, Chloe? Trevor is the only fine looking man on the show, because let's think about the men. Two of them are not interested because they're gay, so you can't flirt with them. Who was the other male on the show? Bryant. Ain't nobody about to fool with him and his breath work. So the only one you could try to flirt with is Trevor. And now you're flirting with a woman. I can't wait for Chloe to walk into Trevor's room and see that it's Delisa. Terry was like, if anybody thinks that whole shit is me, I'm going to be offended. I was with Terry. I was like, yes, that's whole shit. Who the hell is booking international flights with a stranger? Especially after I just watched that show, The Serpent, on Netflix, about how he was serial killing people that were like international. Watch that on Netflix, The Serpent. That shit is good. I already have a distrust of people in general. I definitely don't trust your ass now. But who was on the U.S. National Robotics Team? That was Savannah. Somebody said something a little bit sexist. I want to say it was Delisa's ass, talking about when I think of robots, I think of men. Girl, women can build robots too. But let's move on. So now we're in another girls' chat. Terry and Savannah call out their concerns about Trevor. Trevor did something about he's a fun time person, and I think the 411. What's the 411 doesn't sound like something a guy would say. That's something I would say. Like, that comes from Mary. I mean, I ain't from New York. People from New York might say it all the time. I don't know. But that would throw me too. Like, what's the 411? Because most men don't want to know the tea. Like, that's like asking somebody for the tea. Most men aren't going to say that. But anyway, Chloe was in her feelings. Chloe, it was something else that happened between Chloe and Trevor. Like, I think Trevor was telling everybody he was a single dad, and Chloe was like, oh, I'm going to be a mom one day. I can never seem to meet the right person. And then Trevor was like, you never know. You might meet somebody sooner than you think. Wink. And Chloe looked like she was ready to pull her panties off right then and there. And then Delisa, who I was suspecting more of, talking about, oh yeah, somebody would say that to me, I'd be ready to taste it. And I'm like, all somebody got to do is say sooner than later and a wink, and you ready to get on your knees? Okay, girl, get them how you can. Bryant, the way Bryant offered Courtney, it reminded me of when Cynthia offered Nene a friendship contract. He was like, I want to offer you an opportunity of friendship. You can't turn it down. My ass would have turned it down in my mind. I'm like, hell no. Don't be coming over here trying to chat with me with this breath shit. But you can't, whenever you're in a competition type of show where you need an alliance, you can never turn down the alliance. You always got to agree to the alliance, but then you can shade their ass later. What else happened? Trevor and Savannah have a single parent talk. The fast forward, let's get to the ratings. These ratings were very strategic because the people who I thought would be on the top and the bottom, I was totally off. Let me tell you my ratings. Last would have been Brian, and his ass was last. No. Last would have been Chloe, because I want Chloe to go. I wish this would have been whoever coming last, go home first. But no. I don't want Brian to go home first, but Brian ass was last. He would have been at the bottom of my ratings, but A lot of people from the edit look like they voted him top, but oh well. Emily was 7. I was surprised about Emily because I would have thought Emily would have been closer to the top. That's why I think it's strategic. This reminds me of the Circle Brazil. I told y'all I watched the Circle Brazil. Yeah, I had to read all the subtitles, but that shit was good. That shit was good. Go watch it. The Circle Brazil was very strategic. They was like, oh, you like this bitch? She last because she ain't about to get influencer. So Emily is who I thought would have been influencer, but no. Chloe came in 6th. I said y'all gave her too much. Y'all gave her too much. Chloe would have been last. River and Courtney tied for 4th place. That shocked me. I thought River would have been lower. Courtney, I thought would have been higher. 3rd is Trevor. That really shocked me, especially knowing that Savannah and Tara Lisa don't trust his ass. But Tara Lisa did say she don't trust his ass, but she want to keep him around for some drama between him and Chloe. I do too. Like, don't get rid of the fun people first. Savannah and Tara Alicia are influencers. The cliffhanger is they got to save somebody right now. Who will they save? I don't know. I'm about to go find out in about 15 minutes. Who do y'all think he's... Don't tell me, because y'all asses will be spoiling this shit in the comments. But I'm excited about the Circle. We have 3 more episodes to go before the next 4 episodes are released next week. So, within probably over the weekend, I'll have all of the reviews up as I watch them. I will review them. I'm so happy to have another good show back. Anyway, go ahead and hit subscribe if you're a Circle fan. If you're a Netflix reality content game show type of fan, go ahead and hit subscribe, because y'all know as soon as the Circle go off, Too Hot to Handle will be back, and I can't wait to see what's gonna happen on this Too Hot to Handle, because it's a cute little show. It's just cute, something cute. All right, fingers crossed that Chloe ass gets to go home first. Like, comment, share. Talk to y'all later. Bye.